Welcome everybody to the call tonight. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. I'm really excited to talk to you tonight. Tonight I'm going to show you Teamzy. Some of you said you're using it. Some of you are just curious. What it is it's a software application, a CRM, customer relationship manager, that will help you organize your business so that you can get all of your DMO, your daily income producing activities done in less than an hour a day. You're going to feel incredibly organized with Teamzy. Okay. The first piece though, before I show you Teamzy, I'm going to show you how to set it up and how to do a power hour and the best practices and all of that. First, I want to teach you a little bit about the system Teamzy's built upon. Teamzy's built upon a system called relationship marketing. It's not just a system to help you connect with people more efficiently, but it's to do it in a specific way, building relationships, to build a relationship-based business. So I'm going to teach you a little bit on relationship marketing first. Then I'll take you into Teamzy, show you how to set it up and use it. And then we'll do some question and answer. If you have questions for me, I'll stick around and we can answer them all. Make sure that you leave here feeling like you got all the value you came for. Sound good? Okay, great. So let me pop in here real quick. This is what I want to talk to you about first, which is how to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. All right, so my background, for those of you who don't know me, I come from a background of business coaching and consulting. I've been, most of my grown-up life, a professional business coach, helping people build their business. I'm not a direct sales person in that I didn't grow up in that industry. I fell into direct sales by accident just about 5 years ago. I found some products that really, really changed my life and helped me. And I was excited about sharing them. I didn't really think of it as a business opportunity. When I looked at the business opportunity, though, I thought, wow, what a great opportunity to do something extra in addition to, at the time, which was my full-time career in coaching. So I took a look at it, but here's what I realized is that I really didn't have any time to do anything else. I have 4 kids, full-time career. I just didn't have time for it. And when I looked at my calendar, I realized that maybe an hour a day was all I could squeeze out of my calendar to build my business. Can any of you relate to that? An hour a day, maybe? And so I started looking for tools that would help me leverage that time, because I knew that if I could be focused, I could do it in an hour a day. And as I looked at the tools that were out there and different softwares and things like that, I couldn't find anything that I found very useful. Now, full disclosure, I'm not very technical. I'm not really great with software. It has to be very easy for me to use it. I know some of you can probably relate to that. Some software I feel like makes my life more complicated, and I won't touch those. It needs to make my life easier. And so long story short, we built Teamzy because there really was nothing to support us in our industry like exists in other industries. And so Teamzy came to be. And just to give you some background on Teamzy real quick, just over 3 years, about 3.5 years we've been in business now, we've had more than 80,000 network marketers use Teamzy. And with Juice Plus, these are brand new numbers hot off the press. Our active Juice Plus distributors using Teamzy, they're averaging 18 new customers, okay, and 12 recruits over 90 days. 18 customers and 12 recruits over 90 days, which is pretty awesome. And for those of you who don't know, here in the US, we've received the endorsement of the Juice Plus company for Juice Plus distributors, which is probably the highest honor we've received so far, just to let you guys know. And what's really neat about that is not only can you go to teamzy.com/JP to get a free trial of Teamzy, it's 30 days free, no strings attached. We don't ask for your credit card or anything to try it out, okay? But after the 30-day free trial, Juice Plus has negotiated a discount. So for Juice Plus representatives, it's about a third less than it is for anybody else, which is pretty cool. So we're very pleased and proud of that. All right, so let's talk about the training. What is relationship marketing? What is relationship marketing? A lot of people think that relationship marketing is simply selling things to your friends, okay? And this tends to be what turns a lot of people off to our industry. They don't want to feel like they're pushing things upon friends. But I want you to understand first and foremost that relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. I know it's kind of a dull, boring business definition, but I want you to understand too that I'm talking to business owners, not salespeople. Sales is part of our business, isn't it? But as business owners, we have to decide what our lead generation system will be, because our business is lead generation. You are in the lead generation business. That's the role of the business owner, is to create leads for the business. Excuse me. But here's the good news. With relationship marketing, I want you to get this principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. In other words, your job is to generate leads, not so you can close them and sell them. Your job is to generate leads so that you can build relationships with them. See, the ultimate victory for us is relationships. A relationship is worth much more than a sale. Why? Because over time, we turn relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. We turn our relationships into advocates, okay, by investing time in providing outstanding service. As we create advocates, it takes the pressure off us to close sales, and we generate many, 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 many more sales. Plus, our advocates are constantly bringing new people to the business. Okay. Next principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work, okay? This business, direct sales, often has a bad reputation. Have you guys come across that with people? They feel like it's not honest. They feel like people do things that are disingenuous. This system, relationship marketing, depends on trust, which means the good news is all of those tactics, we don't do those. And as you recruit people to your team and teach them this, they don't do it either. We get to build authentic, real, honest business. We don't have to do any of that because we're building relationships and they depend on trust. And trust is what makes our work fun, because when people trust you, even just a little bit, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them. You don't have to trick them. You can just get right to helping them. Also, trust takes the ickiness from the sales process. This is a US technical business term, icky. It's that feeling, you know, when you feel like you're selling something people don't want, that icky feeling. There's none of that with trust. When you have trust, nobody feels icky, and you get to go for yes. People are so focused on rejection and getting no's in this business, and they encourage people, don't worry about the rejection. What rejection? When you're building relationships and helping people and serving people, there's really no rejection. You get to go for yes. Everyone's not interested on day one, but there's no reason people are rejecting you when you're building and investing in them. So how do you build trust? How do you actually go about it? There are 4 essential ingredients to building trust. I'll share them with you really quickly. Then we'll dive into Teamzy a little bit. So here they are. Number 1 is chemistry. Chemistry. Number 2 is character. Okay, character is number 2. Number 3 is competence. Competence. And number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. The 4 ingredients to building trust. Let me just break these out so you can apply them quickly. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? We have things in common with everybody. And it's just a matter of listening, asking some questions, listening some more, and finding where that common ground is. Because people don't want to do business with someone they don't like. True? And they did a lot of polling. They found that people would prefer to do business with someone they feel is a friend. So step 1 is finding that chemistry. Just keep it in mind. Just be intentional. I need to find what we have in common. Let's ask a couple of questions. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. There's something about this I want you to notice. You don't actually have character. Character is something you do. Character is an action you take daily. And this is one of those things that you don't get to rest on the laurels of your character up till now. We need to demonstrate it daily. This is our business. If you want people to trust you in business, your character needs to be everywhere. The way you communicate with people, the way you serve your customers, the way you post on social media, the way you handle or treat people who serve you in this world, the way you drive your car with respect for others, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Your business doesn't begin or end during the work hours of the day. It is built in everything you do that demonstrates your character. Number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Again, having competence is not enough. You need to be showing competence. People, you being competent doesn't matter unless people know you're competent. There's two pieces to this. Are you good at your business? Do you understand your products? Are you a master of your products? Do you know how they help people, how they work? Can you explain that to me? If I come to you with a problem, can you help me find the solution in a knowledgeable way? That's the first piece. That's the first piece. I have a lot of choices to buy this product. I want to buy it from somebody I trust. Make sense? The second piece to this is when I want to join your team, do I believe you are competent to mentor me in the business? Do I believe I'm in the right place to be successful? These are the things that you need to be demonstrating. Now, just really quick, I know there's people from all walks of life on this call. And if you're newer to the business, maybe you don't have the competence yet. Maybe it's a work in progress. Okay. So when you don't feel like you really have it yet, this is an important note because you'll hear a lot of people say, you just pretend you do, you fake it, just fake it till you make it. And I want to clear that out of your minds because with relationship marketing, as soon as you start to fake anything, you've eroded the trust. So you don't fake it. Don't fake it. It's okay if you're new and you don't have that competence. What you do is you lean in and demonstrate the competence of your team in your upline. You say, hey, I'm new, but I'm learning from the best. Look at this. I just learned this. Did you know this? I just learned this. Let people know who's teaching you. Well, you want to join me in the business? You should come with me because I've already plugged into the best team out there. They're unbelievable. Here's the support they're going to offer us. Okay, so when you don't have the competence, yes, strive to build it, but lean into the competence of your team. And leaders, tell your new people, look, you need to build this confidence, but until then, leverage me, okay, to help you with that. Principle on these before I move on to number 4. When people are going to do business with you, they really only care about 3 things. They really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? These are heart questions. They're not really asked. They're more felt. Okay. And when you have built a relationship to a point where somebody feels that all of these are true, you've now got an advocate. Okay. You've now got an advocate, people who will bring people to you. Now, if they don't feel these are all true, that's when you're going to get objections. And yes, you need to overcome objections, but continue building the relationship. Continue building the relationship. And over time, these will be cleared away. No more objections. Now you have an advocate. Okay? Number 4, building trust. Consistency. Consistency. Do you think it's important that you be consistent if you want people to trust you? Of course. Of course. My wife always says, don't tell me, show me, right? Show me. When people see you being consistent, they know that you're reliable. They know that you're trustworthy. Something else kind of magical happens too with consistency. I love this principle. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. Not only does being consistent generate trust, but people want to be around it. It inspires them. How many of you have been told by somebody that you're an inspiration to them? And it's very humbling, isn't it? When someone says that, you're like, why? It's because they see you being consistent. They respect it so much and they want to be around it. Being consistent not only builds trust, but it will attract people to your team and to your business. People will want to do business with you because of it. It's pretty cool. By the way, I'm going to recommend a book. This principle comes from one of my favorite books. It's called, I don't know if you guys can see it there. It's called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. I don't know if you've ever read this by Robert Cialdini. Here it is. I put it up on the screen for you. Great book. And if you do audiobooks, this one just released. This is kind of a classic book. It's, I don't know, 20, 30 years old. But it just got released on Audible. So you can do it on audiobook too if you like that. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Okay, just real quick, let me look at your faces for a second. If your cameras are off, pop them on for a second so I can see you. How many of you are real consistent? You use your Juice Plus products consistently and people know you're doing it. Let me see your hands. Okay, good. Consistent, right? Consistency. Who's going to buy products from you that you're not using? It's not changing your life. How many of you feel like it's really changed your health and life because you've been taking it? How cool. Everybody. This is a good group. You guys know what you're doing. Okay, how about sharing that? How many of you have shared that with others, or you share it on social media consistently? Great. Hey, it's okay if you want to be more consistent. That's cool. That's why we're here. All right, so here's the real checkup from the neck up. The real checkup from the neck up is this. How many of you are consistently in contact with all the people you know? See, this is where the rubber meets the road in this business, because relationship building is a contact sport. Okay, relationship building is a contact sport. You need to be in regular contact with people if you want to build relationships with them. Here's the thing I will tell you is, if you want to have a big business that's rewarding and continues to grow year over year over year without getting burned out, the key to that is staying in contact, regular contact with every single person you know. Okay. But I understand your time is scarce, which is why you need a system, which I'm going to show you in a minute, like Teamzy, to help you do that. But that's how it's done. Here's the principle. Okay, last principle, and then we're going to get into Teamzy. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, real quick, I want to look at your faces one more time. I have an example of this. How many of you have ever received a card or a letter from a loved one that had a handwritten message in it that really touched your heart? Has anyone ever received? Just about everybody. Okay, good. I always joke, if you've never received a letter or a card like that, put your address in the chat so we can write you one. Everyone should have at least one like that. Now, the question I always ask is, after you receive a card like that, and it's amazing how, even if it's somebody you live with every day, like a spouse or one of your kids, how it can emotionally impact you to read the message, isn't it? Now, when you get the card like that, how many of you, let me see your hands for the people who like to keep a neat and tidy home, or wish you could. Okay, great. How many of you, after you read that card, crumble that thing up and put it right in the trash can? You get rid of it just to get it out. How many of you throw those away? Anybody? All right, let me see the hands of the people who can't bear to throw them away and keep them. Yeah, everybody does this. See? It doesn't matter. We've got, what, a dozen countries represented here in this call alone? And I'm representing North America here. So nobody throws away cards like this. We save them, to the point where we wish sometimes we could get rid of them because they've piled up. If you're an especially wonderful person, you get a lot of these cards, right? Did you know that often when we pass away, our children, what they treasure most are the cards and letters that we saved. They keep them too. Does anyone have a letter or card from a loved one who's deceased that you've kept? I mean, think about this. It's priceless, isn't it? Now, here's another example somewhere on my desk. I received a birthday card. It's actually a postcard from my my life insurance salesperson sent me a birthday postcard. Have you ever received a postcard like this, like a greeting postcard from somebody? Yeah. Now, does this go into that special place with all those treasured letters? This one gets thrown away, right? Do you throw this away? Absolutely. The only reason I still have it is so I can relentlessly make fun of it on these calls with you guys. So this is a nice sentiment. It's from my insurance salesperson. It says, wishing you the best. You, so I don't have to write your name on it, right? Wishing you the best. Here's to another great year of you. The reason why this has no value, I mean, it's nice, it goes right in the trash. This has no value because it's not personal. It's a bulk mailing, right? This isn't to me. It's an automatic system. And it required no time. No investment of time was required. Okay? The only way to deepen a relationship is to invest time and connect with someone. That is what people value the most. If you want to build relationships in this business, just remember that. You need to connect one-on-one and invest time. Now, do you need to sit down and spend 10 minutes writing them a note every day? No. I'm going to show you how with Teamzy, you can send somebody a personalized message in 2 or 3 seconds. but it's still enough time invested just in them that it can make their day. And if you add up a lot of times making people's day, you start creating tremendous positive momentum in your business. Does this make sense? And sometimes there's a seductive lure towards marketing techniques that are like this, that are easy, that are bulk, that are automated. And I want you to know that the receiver always sees it as worthless. Our business is person to person. Make sense? Okay. You guys know because you get that stuff. Let me show you Teamzy. Oh, wait, I think I have one more. I think I have one more slide, and then we'll do Teamzy. Okay, so you got that one down. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. So here's the thing. This is all well and good, but you got to have a system to this. You have to have a system to this, okay? A way to stay in contact with all your relationships so that you don't miss anybody. Know when you're going to contact them and when you're not going to contact them. In other words, have a system. Teamzy's that, by the way, that'll just tell you, here's who to connect with today, okay? So that you're not spending a lot of time planning and figuring out who to talk to. Know what you're going to say so that you can start conversations and make people's day quickly without overthinking, without spending all day in what we call analysis paralysis, staring at your screen, trying to think of what the heck to say to this person. And make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. How many of you have let at least one person fall through the cracks already? Okay, good. Everybody has. Come on. If you're a human being, you've messed that up. All right, so let me show you Teamzy. This is the system that we need, the system that's going to work for us. So I've got Teamzy open here. Hold on a second. That's my Facebook page. I mentioned earlier you can get a free trial of Teamzy at teamzy.com/JP. Teamzy.com/JP. Get your free trial. Once you've logged into your free trial, it's going to take you to this page, and this is called the Setup Wizard. This is designed for people like me who don't do well with difficult technology. Anybody who need it to be easy? That's me. This will walk you through it. It's pretty darn easy, okay? And if you, even though we've made it easy, we still have staff waiting to help you through it if you need it, okay? All right, so let's click through this. You don't need my video. I'm here live. The first thing we're going to do in this setup is we're going to set an income goal, okay? We're going to set an income goal. Now, obviously, I know we've got all kinds of different monetary units, and that's okay. This is set up for dollar. It doesn't matter. You just set your goal to your monetary unit in your head, okay? I'm going to put 150,000 is my annual income that I want. Does this make sense? This is going to be set up a goal. This is a goal for 12 months into the future. So Teamzy is going to figure out, okay, to get you here in 12 months, this is what work you need to do daily over the next year to get to your goal. Make sense? And Teamzy figures it out for you. So you can see if I scroll this up, it tells me to work harder. Okay? And if I scroll it back, it gives me my action steps. So at 150,000, which was my goal, Teamzy's telling me that I need to every day connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors. That's 19 people total. Now, by the way, I just want you guys to know this is set up for 5 days a week. Okay? 5 days a week. It's not every day. It's 5 days a week. Okay? Get as consistent as you can. And when I say connect, my goal is not to sell them, not to try to recruit them, not to try to vomit my business on them. Excuse the analogy, but simply to make their day. I call it the make someone's day mindset. And here's what I want you to live. Make someone's day mindset. When you log into Teamzy to do your power hour, it's like, wow, I'm going to make 19 people's day. Let's go. Okay. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. So once you have this goal where you want it, click continue. The next step is to get all your contacts into Teamzy. Okay, get them all in one place, organized. You never have to go hunting for that pad of paper or the sticky note with somebody's information on it ever again. Everybody's going to be in Teamzy. Not only your back office contacts, your phone contacts, you're going to get all your Facebook friends into Teamzy. You get everybody in there, okay? And because it lives in the cloud, you always have it. If you have a smartphone nearby, you've got Teamzy. You meet somebody in the grocery store, great. Pull out your phone, put them right into Teamzy. You don't need to write it down on a napkin, okay? Some of you are laughing because you're like, I can't find that napkin in the bottom of my handbag. The one with that woman's name and info. Okay, so I'm going to skip this. But so you want to get everybody in there so you can be organized. Okay? And now we've got our Teamzy. We've got all our contacts in Teamzy. Here's the Teamzy dashboard. Just want you guys to take a look at this real quick. We have one more thing for setup, and then we're going to do our power hour. So if you go, when you come into Teamzy, there's a couple of things here. This little box at the top is for when you're new, just little tours and things to help you walk through it, okay? Today's activities, this spot right here is, these are the goals that we set. These are your daily goals. So in my example, it's to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors today. You can see I've got zeros. I haven't done anything yet. But I've also got a couple other goals I'll highlight. One here is invites. My goal is 3 today. Now, an invite is when I'm going to invite somebody to learn about my business, to join my team, to buy my products. An invite is specific to the business. I will connect with 19 people today. My goal is out of those 19, 3 conversations will get to a point where I can invite them to something, okay? Because I'm only going to invite people I find interest, where I find interest. I'm not going to shove it down the throats of people who don't have interest yet. Does it make sense? And then the other goal here, ads. This is just adding new people to Teamzy, just getting in the habit of putting new people into Teamzy and meeting new people, whether in person, online, wherever, constantly putting new people on my list. Okay, so those are our goals. We're going to work right here in the power hour section. I'll show you this in a second, but this is where we do our power hour. But there's one more step we need to do to set up Teamzy. Okay, there's one more step. And what we're going to do is we're going to rank, and here it's right here, rank and label our contacts. We're going to rank and label our contacts. In relationship marketing, here, let me just give you an example. Let's say you've got 1,000 people that you know, and you put them all in Teamzy. Out of the 1,000 people that you know, there's probably 100 that you know pretty well, right? And they already trust you. Some trust you completely, some trust you a bit. You need to be talking first to those 100 people, okay? Because they're already farther along in the relationship towards becoming your advocate. And you need to talk to those people more often to nurture those a little bit more. It's kind of like, so here in my home, I have a citrus grove with some citrus trees, right? So if you picture the citrus grove, I'm pointing at it like you can see it, but just pretend you can see it. It's right there. Some of the trees are full of fruit and some of them aren't. And it's just like your relationships. And so I'm going to tend the whole grove. But when I need fruit, I'm going to go to the tree with fruit on the branches first. Does that make sense? And I'm going to gather the fruit. And meanwhile, while I'm there, I'm going to water the other trees and fertilize them. And then tomorrow when I need more fruit, I'm going to go back to the tree full of fruit and get some more and continue to care for the other trees. Eventually, they're going to produce fruit too. But I need to come more often to the trees that are already producing. Does this make sense? So what we do is we rank our contacts. Very simple system, a 5-star system. Okay, a 5-star system. We rank our contacts. We give somebody 5 stars if we feel they're most likely to become a customer or a distributor, or they are like our close friends, our closest family, right? We give our customers 5 stars if they're our favorite customers. We give our distributors on our team 5 stars if they're the leaders and the people who are really rocking. 5-star people are our favorite people, and they show up on your Teamzy list every 30 days. Every 30 days, they come up automatically. Hey, go connect with your 5-star people. They just show up. 4 stars, these are people that we feel, they're likely to become a customer or a distributor with a little bit of nurturing. These are our friends and family, maybe not our tightest circle, but these are the people we feel pretty good about. 4-star people show up on your list every 60 days. Make sense? They just cycle through automatically. You don't have to set follow-ups or even think about it. 3-star people, most of your list will be 3-star people. They could go either way. You don't know yet until you start connecting with them, and they show up on your list every 90 days. So the less stars, the less often. Make sense? 2 stars, even colder. 2 stars show up every 120 days. So everybody in Teamzy always cycles through your list. Nobody can fall through the cracks, but you're going to talk more often to the people with the most stars. Make sense? So I clicked on that big yellow button that said rank your contacts. It took me to the team page in Teamzy. This is where your complete electronic Rolodex lives. Look, all my contacts are here. See that? And I can just go down my list and I can just click on people. If I want Lawrence to be 4 stars, I just click on it and change his rank. If I want Raven to be 2, I just click on it and change her rank. Super easy. Now, let's say you have 1,000 people and you're like, Eric, I don't want to go through 1,000 people. You don't need to worry about it. Everybody's defaults to 3 stars and most of them will stay there. I just want you to scan the list and look for your favorite people and just rank those people up so they show up first. Make sense? You don't have to do this perfectly, but you do need to do it at least the first time through. Because once you've done this and done your ranking, I'm going back to the dashboard now. Check this out. You never have to plan. You never have to think. You just go to Teamzy and get to work. No planning, no thinking. No, oh, who shall I contact today? Teamzy will have it set up for you every single day. It's just going to do it for you automatically, systemized, the best people more often at the right times, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Pretty awesome, right? And it's going to bring people up that you never would have contacted. You're going to uncover gems that you didn't even know you knew because they just show up one day on Teamzy and you're like, okay, let me send them a message. Okay, so now we're ready to do our power. Let me show you how this works. The Power Hour module right here in the center of my screen is where we do our work. This is designed to keep you super focused and efficient. You cannot mess this up. There's 4 lists on the left: prospects, customers, distributors, and follow-ups. Okay, each list gives me 5 names at a time so that I can't skip around, so I stay focused. On the right-hand side is where I log the activity as I do it. So I don't have to come back later and do homework, you know, and catch up and log things. I'm doing it as I go. Okay, Teamzy is telling me right now, number 1, first person who's up next on my list is Jay, Lisa Swain. Connect with Jay. Great. So I'm going to connect with Jay. I'll actually send her a Facebook message to connect with her. You can log any kind of activity you want. Okay. I like Facebook messaging and text. Those are my favorite ways because they get the best response. So I'm going to message her on Facebook. Here's where I used to get stuck. What will I say to Jay? How many of you get stuck on that one? Like, the name comes up great, Eric, but what the heck do I say? Okay, so I used to spend a lot of time and energy customizing this first introductory message. What I learned over time was that what works best is a very simple and easy message that just breaks the ice and makes them smile. Okay, that's it. I don't need to overthink it. When I get into the conversation, when they respond, then I can customize it. We can get personal. But that first message, I call it a make someone's day message. Simple, keep it simple. And so I built for you into Teamzy a scripts library. You can use my scripts that I've refined over the years. They're really simple. So look, I'm going to go to scripts right here. Click on that. And I'm going to grab a script. Number 1, just the first one off the list. Connect number 1. Here it is. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. So simple. Okay. Let me copy it. Sorry, I got to take a drink there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that now into the box so I can edit it, get the name right, change the name. A lot of them say Jane. That's just kind of our sample person. I like some emoticons in my messages. How many of you like to put emoticons in your messages? I love putting emoticons. It just lets people know, hey, this is just a light, fun message, non-threatening, right? You don't need to get into protection mode. It's just a hello. Look, so now I've got the message just the way I want it. Hi, Jay, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. I've got some emoticons that make it happy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and send it to her, okay? So if I was using my phone to do Teamzy, it'd be really easy. I just toggle over to the Messenger app or toggle over to a text app and send it. On my computer, though, I can also send her a message. I've got Facebook open. I'm just going to look her up. There she is. Okay. And I'll just click send message and send that over to her. There it is. Message sent. Super easy. So I'm going to log it in Teamzy. That was a Facebook message. Do you see the blue button that says log connect? Guess what? That's how you log a connect. Click it. Logged. Look, I've got 1 done, 8 left. Next person on my list is Anne-Margaret. I'm going to send her the same message. I'm just going to change the name. Okay. Ready to go. So easy. Hold on, I got to be able to type. There she is. In the beautiful land of Copenhagen. You can wave to us when you get it so that we know how fast. Look at that. That is amazing that I could send you a message on halfway around the world instantly. I don't know how it works. Does anyone understand how it works? I don't know how it works. Blows me away. I know they rolled like cables across the Atlantic Ocean at one point so that we could have telephone calls. That blew my mind that someone ran a cable across the entire Atlantic Ocean, but now I don't even know how it works. Can you even get to space that? Anyways, amazing. Message is sent. I toggle back to Teamzy. Log it in Teamzy. Go to the next person. 2 done. Tamara's next. Send her the message. She's in Australia. That would also get there instantly, right? So I'm just going to go down my list. Whoever's up next, I'm just going to send them a quick connect message just to say hello. Okay. My goal was 9 prospects. I'm just going to send it to 9 people. Done. Take me 5 minutes. This makes sense? You could use the same script. It doesn't matter. Just change the name. By the way, I'm going to give you three quick pro tips on this. Always put their first name in the message. Don't send it like, hey girl, or hey buddy, or hey mate. Okay, send their first name because they might think it's this. It's not personalized. We want it to be personalized. The second tip is about half of the people will respond. Half won't. That's fantastic, by the way. That's fantastic results. The people who don't respond, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Don't go, why didn't they respond? Oh my gosh, should I follow up again? Remember, they're going to come back automatically in Teamzy. Some people will take a few times before they respond. That's fine. You're going to be busy with the half that do respond. Okay. So my second tip is don't worry about the people who don't respond. Trust the system. They'll come back up. My third tip on this is some people will respond immediately. And I don't want you to get sidetracked by having a conversation with them this moment. Finish getting all your messages out before you come back and have the conversations you've started. Does this make sense? Or else you might not get all your messages sent. So let's just stay focused. Now, in our example, we're going to go 9 prospects right down the line, send those messages. When those are done, this blue circle goes all the way blue and I'm done with my goal for the day for prospects. Now I'll toggle to the next list, customers. Okay, I'm going to connect with my customers the same way. Now, I know a lot of you have tried to create customer follow-up systems. Some of you are good at those. Some of you feel like, how many of you feel like you could do better with staying in touch with customers? Yeah, a lot of us. So here's the thing is the simpler you make your customer follow-up, the better. The more likely you are to do it. And the easier it is to duplicate with your downline. So just put them in Teamzy. Don't worry about scheduling them. Just put them in Teamzy and rank them. And when they come up, just connect. That's it. Just stay in touch. Jackie comes up. I'm going to go to my scripts. Okay. I'm going to grab a quick script to connect with her. You know, how about this one? Hi, John, how are you enjoying the product? Send me an update. Let me know I could be of help. All right. So maybe she's got complete, right? So I could just go, again, just change the name. How are you enjoying? Your shakes? Send me an update. Let me know it could be of help. Simple. Okay. Don't overthink it. Okay. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll send it however I want to send it to her and log it in Teamzy. When Hester comes up, I'll grab a different one. Maybe I'll grab this one. This is my favorite script for customers. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Has anyone sent that one to customers yet that's using Teamzy? Oh my gosh. This one really lights people up. I'm just telling you right now. Try that one. Send it to some of your favorite people. Just checking in, see if there's anything I can do to make your day. People are like, oh my gosh, your message made my day, which is what you want, right? There's no secret formula for what to say to customers. The key is just to stay in touch. Stay in touch on a regular basis. By the way, just real quick on this, just so you guys know, some of you know the statistics on this, some of you don't. When you're in regular contact with customers, this isn't just Juice Plus, this is all business. When you're in regular contact with customers, they order more product and they retain longer. How many of you would like that? They order more product and they retain longer just by being in regular contact with them. Okay. And just so you understand the concept of how this works, imagine that you're at a beautiful restaurant having a gorgeous dinner with somebody you love, and the service is impeccable, right? All of you provide impeccable service, right? The service is impeccable. The food comes out and it's gorgeous, and then you never see your waiter again. Are you likely to order more food or more wine or dessert? No. But if they're attentive, not annoying, but if they're present and they're available and they're making sure you're having a great time, how likely are you to order more things? How likely are you to stay longer in the restaurant and enjoy your time? This is the way we're designed. Just be in touch. They'll order more, they'll retain longer. Okay. The cool thing about this group is, watch. If you all get into Teamzy free trial this week, I bet the team volume is going to go up this month. Guarantee it will. Is it because, oh, Eric's script is amazing? Is there anything I can do to make your day to day? That's brilliant. I mean, it's a nice script. The point is that you sent it. Make sense? Okay, and there's one more thing that's kind of cool about staying in touch with customers. How many of you have some customers that you love and you'd like more like that person? Let me see your hands. This is kind of cool because you're all thinking of a specific person right now. Where do you go get those people? Do you guys know where to go find those people? Is there a special place? Do you guys have a European switchboard where you put names of people who are ready to buy that you can go get new customers from? That'd be cool, wouldn't it? The best place to find a new customer is from your current customer. The best place to find a new customer is from your current customer. Now just think about this. What do people do when they love something? They tell other people about it, don't they? That's what we do. We tell other people about it. Now, I know you guys have heard the term word of mouth marketing, right? That's not what I'm talking about, though. That's passive. Word of mouth marketing is like waiting for something to come to you. What I'm talking about is you're talking to your customers already. You're staying in touch now that you're using Teamzy. And now you just need to be getting introduced to the people they're talking to. Because those customers that you thought of when you said you had a great customer, I guarantee you they're already talking about Juice Plus to friends. They're already doing it. They love their products. They're talking about them. So your job is now to get introduced to the people they're talking to. And you can, when you're in regular contact with customers, you just ask them. And Margaret, I know you've been getting great results with your Juice Plus, and I'm sure you've talked about it with people you care about. Is there anybody that you care about that needs more information on this that I can help? Would you just, oh yeah, of course. My cousin Nikki, perfect. Could you introduce me to her and I'll get her some more information? Simple, okay? And introductions are easy. They're so easy nowadays. They can introduce you via a group text or a group Facebook message, something simple, something they can do immediately, okay? And you can get right to helping people. But you can't do this, guys, unless you are in contact with those customers already. Make sense? So we stay in touch with our customers. We work down our list daily. In my example, it was 6 a day, super quick, super easy, connecting with my customers. When I'm done with my customer list for the day and that circle turns all the way pink, I go to my distributors list. This is staying in touch with my team the same way, sending them a quick message, an encouragement, a hello. Can I make your day? People work their tails off because of the relationships they have with people, not because they're money motivated, right? Not because they're selfish, but because they do it for their relationships. The more you can connect to your team, the more you can build those relationships, the stronger team culture you'll have. Just use Teamzy. It makes it easy. Make sense? Okay. Prospects, customers, distributors. Took me a long time to explain it, but if I was doing it, I would have been done a long time ago. Just sending those messages, right? Use the scripts that are provided to you. Don't overthink it. Just go for it, okay? And then when I'm done with those for the day, in my example, it was 19. Again, that's about 15 minutes work. I've got a power hour, right? What do I do for the rest of the time? Well, the second half of my power hour is working my follow-ups list, okay? And follow-ups list is the same way. It's going to give me names and I'm going to send them a follow-up. But how do people get on this list? You notice mine's empty. So here's the thing about Teamzy. The follow-ups list is empty. You have to put people there. The follow-ups list is where you put the people who are interested in the business, interested in the products. So you're creating conversations in your power hour so that you can help people and you can uncover the interest. And as you uncover that interest, you invite, I'll show you how to do that in a second, and then you put them on the follow-ups list. The follow-ups list, when you get to it, these are the people who want what you have. Make sense? So it's like we're filtering all these relationships all the time. And then, oh, here's somebody who's interested. Great, put them over here. And so then we can focus on them as a professional. Let me show you how this works as soon as I take a sip. Okay, straight Kentucky bourbon right here. No, I'm just kidding. It's water. It's noon. Give me a break from my time. All right. So I sent Anne-Margaret a message. She says, oh, wow, that's so nice. Haven't heard from him in a while. So she responds, great to hear from you, Eric. How are you doing? Is that exciting? Kind of. So now my goal is to have a conversation with her. I just want to have a conversation, just catch up, right? Maybe it's been 20 years since we spoke. That happens all the time. Maybe it's somebody that we became Facebook friends and we don't even really know each other. Either way, I'm going to try to strike up a conversation. So I'm just going to ask her some questions. What are you up to? What have you been going, what's been going on? My favorite, by the way, question that I ask people is, which works great for me, is what have you been up to? Send me an update. Well, what have you been up to? Send me an update. So simple, right? And then people will go, oh, well, and they'll unpack it. Like those Christmas letters some families write? They'll tell you, well, my kids, they've gone off to college and now I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And they'll tell you what's going on in their life, which is an amazing thing when they do it, because this now gives me an opportunity to what? Do the same thing. She tells me about what she's doing in her life. She catches me up. I'm interested. I'm asking questions. I'm listening. I'm taking notes. I'm also looking for ways she needs help. Does this make sense? I'm listening for places where she needs some help so I can offer some help. I'm constantly thinking, how can I help this person? Is there somebody I know I can introduce her to? Is there something I know that do I have some information that she could find helpful? Not necessarily about Juice Plus, just in general, I'm listening. Okay. I always tell people, if she complains about the roof leaking in the last storm, I'm going to think, what roofers do I know that I can send her their information to help her fix her roof? Simple ways to help people, guys. If your focus is on that, you build those relationships. Some of you guys are nodding because you really get that. Yeah, that's me. I do that. Good. So as we're talking and she's telling me what she's doing in her life and I'm looking for ways to help her and just having a great conversation with her, there's going to be that point of reciprocity where I get to tell her what I'm doing. And this isn't where I'm going to try to drop my business on her and sell her. I'm just going to tell her what I'm doing. And here's how I would recommend you do it. Write these 2 points down. Tell her what you do and why you are passionate about it. Tell her what you do and why you are passionate about it. Now, what's cool is when I asked you earlier, how many of you feel like taking Juice Plus has really changed your life and your health for the better? You all raised your hands, which means every single one of you has a passion story to share, which is pretty cool, right? So when I tell her what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it, her response is, wow, Eric, that's great. Good for you. Wow, good for you. That's really neat. That's really noble what you're doing. Not, ooh, is that one of those pyramid schemes you're trying to get me into? Right? No, it's just, wow, good for you. And so when you have somebody in that place where you've had a great conversation and they're like, they're doing this and you're doing this, and they're like, wow, good for you. Now it's so natural and easy just to say, are you interested in learning any more about it? Are you interested in learning more about these products? Are you interested in learning more about the business? You can ask that question so simply and easily, and she can say yes or no. If she says yes, I'm going to invite her to something specific to the needs that she's expressed. If she says no, I'm just going to plant the seed for next time by saying, well, no worries. Hey, it was great connecting with you today, Anne-Margaret. Really great to chat. Could you do me a favor, though, if you do come across people who need help with their health, their vitality, could you just connect them to me? Because I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can. Would you mind introducing those people to me as you come across them? She's going to say, yeah, sure. Even if she doesn't mean to do it, she's going to say, yes, I'll do that for you. And I've planted the seed in her mind that she is going to be my advocate. When people need help with their health, with their nutrition, with whatever, she's going to go, you need to talk to my friend Eric. This is a problem he solves. Make sense? This is how you work. And I always joke that everyone's going to be my advocate. By the way, all of you guys, all of you on this call, I intend for all of you to be my advocate. Teamzy advocates. That's my heart. You're going to be so excited about what we're doing for you. You're going to have to tell your team about it. My passion is to help as many people as I can with this platform. Some of you are like, oh, I'm getting this. This is how you're going to talk to your people. Your intention is for them to be your advocate because they're going to be absolutely amazed by what you're doing in your business. Make sense? All right, so here's how we do it. I think I belabored the point, but you get the idea. So now she says, yes, I'd like more information. Great. I'm going to actually invite her to something. I'm going to look her up in my lookup bar here to get to her record. Here's her full record in Teamzy. By the way, this is where I'd have all her contact info, any notes about her. I would have a record of all of our conversations here, okay? So I'm going to log an invite with her. I'm going to open that connect box. See where it says invite here on the bottom left? This changes it from connect to an invite. So let's say that we're going to meet for coffee and talk about the business. So I'm going to put in here, or no, I'll do some. I probably wouldn't do that. Let's do a Facebook event, Facebook Live event, so that, you know, so she can just show up in her pajamas. That's great. So she wants some more information. Great. Anne-Margaret, are you going to be around tonight? She says yes. I go, great. We're going to do a Facebook event. You don't have to come to anything. You can be at home, but I can send you the link. You can tune in and learn all about what we're doing. Does that sound great? Interesting to you? She says, yes, please. Great. So now I'm going to send her that link. So I log that as a business opportunity meeting, just as an example of a type of invite. And I'm just going to put a little note here that this was a Facebook Live event that I'm inviting her to. Okay. And so I'm going to log this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell her when I'm going to follow up. So Anne-Margaret, that's tonight. The event's tonight. I'll follow up tomorrow. See if you have any questions. She's great. So see right here, this little checkbox calendar. This is my invite. So I'm going to set that for tomorrow. Okay. So now I log that connect, that invite, and I've got a follow-up now set on her record for tomorrow. So what that did was two things. One, it logged an invite. So I got 1 out of my 3 for the day. And it has now moved her off my prospects list and put her on my follow-ups list. Okay. So every time I find someone who's interested, I invite them to something specific and I move them to my follow-ups list. So the second half of my power hour is to work my follow-ups list. So you may not have anyone there your first week. You may just be messaging people and making their day. Maybe by week 2 or 3, you might start getting some follow-ups, putting people on your follow-ups list. Make sense? And so now when I get to my follow-ups list and I see that Anne-Margaret is due for a follow-up tomorrow, I'm going to send her one. And again, you just follow the Teamzy system. It's so easy. I'll go to my scripts and I'm going to find a follow-up script. Look at this, follow-up number 1. How many of you would be excited to know that I put 10 follow-up scripts in Teamzy for you, numbered in order? Super easy. Follow-up number 1 is, hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Super simple, okay? There's a lot of psychology in this, though. There's a lot of psychology in this, and I know some of you guys are psychology experts. There's always a few of you on the call, and you're looking at that going, wow, there's a lot of deep there. Couple things. I'm just checking in. Just checking in is a non-threatening follow-up wording, right? I'm just checking in like I promised I would. I'm keeping my promise. I'm showing you that you can trust me. What questions do you have for me? It's all about you. Okay? 2 sentences. All of that's packed in. Just use these scripts. So now I've got the script. I changed the name. It's ready to go. I'm going to actually send this to her the same way. Oh, did you call me? By accident? It's okay. I wonder what that sound was. Here we go. So look, I'm sending her the follow-up message. Sent. Okay, she got the follow-up message. Log it in Teamzy. Now watch this. Make sure you set a new follow-up. I'm gonna do it in 2 days now. I'm gonna do a new follow-up. I can leave a note for myself. This is a new feature, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna leave a note that next one's follow-up number 2. Okay. So I'm gonna go through this so fast, I don't even have to think. When she shows up in 2 days, it's gonna say follow-up number 2. I'm just gonna send her that follow-up number 2. So that's sent and it's logged. So you can see right here, I've got my follow-up logged with her. So my power hour, everyone, is connect with your prospects, your customers, your distributors, just to make their day, okay? And then go down your follow-ups list, everyone that's due, send them a follow-up. Easy, right? Pretty easy. Now, just real quick on this. The fortunes in the follow-up. Have you heard that one before? Perhaps. You're so tired of hearing it, right? Let me just talk to you about this because this is where most people blow it. This is where most people fail. See, it's typical for people to think following up 3 or 4 times is good enough. But I want you to understand this statistic. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Did you get that? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Teamzy is going to make it easy for you to follow up that many times, but a lot of you are going to struggle with this. How many of you struggle with the concept of following up 10 times? Good. You're honest. On time, honest. Great team. And I know why. Is it because you're worried about being annoying? How many of you think you're just going to be the most annoying person in the world if you followed up 10 times about Juice Plus? Yeah, that's okay. And you're right. You're right, because the way most people follow up is annoying. But I'm going to teach you right now how to do it without being annoying, okay? You can follow up 10 times. People will thank you for it. They'll be excited about it. Okay, I'm going to teach you real quick. You just use my scripts, by the way. They automatically follow the system. But just real quick, let me ask. I asked you guys earlier how many of you feel like Juice Plus really changed your life. How many of you feel like sharing this business, you're in it because you are passionate about helping other people change their lives? Okay, about half of you, which is good. I'm talking to you guys. The rest of you guys are procrastinators. You're going to raise your hand later. That's a different training. But Anne-Margaret's had it. She can share the notes with you from our boot camp. Okay. Here's the thing I want you guys to understand. 80% of the people that you could help, you will not help unless you follow up 7 to 10 times. Okay? This is why my mantra is following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. I want you to write that down somewhere where you can see it all the time, kind of as an affirmation. Following up is an act of love. This is how we love people. This is how we change their lives. We have to do the first step, which is following up enough so they can get the help that they need. And here's the other thing I want you to know. When you stop following up with somebody because you are worried about being annoying to them, what you've communicated is, I don't care enough about you to keep following up. I just don't care enough about you. That's not a good thing, is it? Following up is an act of love. Now, let me teach you how to do it so you're not annoying. Nobody will be annoyed. They will love it. First principle for following up. Never ask them to do anything. Never ask them to do anything. So let me clarify. You don't have to call me back. You don't have to respond to my message. You don't have to RSVP to my party that I've sent you 11 invitations to. You don't have to buy the products you said you would. You don't have to do anything. Okay? That's the first rule. Don't ask them to do anything. The second rule is on your follow-up message must be able to be read. They must read it. It can't be a voice message, can't be Voxer, it can't be video. Okay, it has to be able to be read. Has to be. And it has to be short. Has to be short. Okay, let me explain why. People are busy, right? Everybody's busy. Even if we're not, we have this anxious feeling like we're busy. This is our life. So what happens when you're in the middle of something and you get a message? It's kind of like, I'm getting interrupted by this message. Now, if I've got small kids, if I try to listen to something, my kids will suddenly burst into the room with noise and start climbing on me like they know I'm trying to listen to something. It's impossible. It's super annoying to try to listen to a voice message until everyone's asleep. So we want to make sure they can read it. What happens is when somebody gets that message, whatever they're doing, they're too busy to respond right now. They just can't. They're cooking dinner, they're driving their car, whatever. For whatever reason, they can't respond right now. So they have no intention of responding right now. However, everybody has this desire to see it. They want to know what it says. So when they look at their phone quickly, they should be able to read your entire follow-up message without opening it. Does this make sense? The reason why we do that is because they're not going to open it. They don't want you to see that they've opened it because they'll look like a jerk for not responding. Do you guys do this sometimes? Yeah. You're like, I can't open it. And then if it's a ... like you can't see the rest of the message, it's annoying because I can't see the whole message. So keep it short, make sure they can read it. Don't ask them to do anything. And people will love it because every time they see the message, for a split second, they're going to reconnect. Oh, yeah, that's right. Juice Plus, cool. They're going to reconnect to that feeling of hope they had when they talked to you for a second. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm distracted because the dog's throwing up on the baby. I got to go handle it. Make sense? So you follow up for a split second, you're right there with them. couple days pass, you follow up again, you're right there with them again. They can't respond right now, they're busy. Maybe a few more days pass, you follow up again. Oh yeah, that's right, I gotta talk to Eric. Time goes on. Most people will not respond at all until the 6th or 7th follow-up. I want you guys to understand. Their first response is at the 6th or 7th follow-up, long after most people have given up. But that response is almost always, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I haven't responded to you. Here's what's been going on in my life. Thank you for following up. Thank you for following up. Happens time and time and time again. And if you've been in this business, how many of you have been in business at least a year? How many of you have had somebody you thought was really interested? They went completely silent, and then they found out they joined Juice Plus under somebody else. Has that happened? It's happened. Guess what happened? You weren't there when they were ready for harvest. You watered the seed, you planted it, you watered it, you watered it, you watered it. Then you walked away thinking, this is going nowhere. When they were ready, somebody else said, I do Juice Plus, come with me. And they thought, yeah, because that other person didn't care enough about me to stay with me, so I'll start with you. Make sense? Now you have the system so they can't fall through the cracks. You put them in teams, you follow up, you follow up, you follow up, you follow up. We just had a story in our boot camp group that Anne-Margaret's in right now. Somebody who had met somebody at a cafe. He had his beautiful motorcycle. He rode up on the motorcycle. She was just chatting with him and talking. And he told her that he had a 5-year-old daughter who was a very picky eater. And she shared Juice Plus with him and how it helps picky eaters kind of reprogram their gut so that they like more nutritious foods. He was interested in learning more. She took his information, and that was it. She started reaching out to him with Teamzy. He didn't respond. She reached out to him twice in September. He didn't respond. She reached out to him in October. He responded and said, now's not a good time. She put him on a 4-star follow-up. So every 2 months he came up. Nothing, 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 no response. For months. Then out of the blue, he says, I'm really sorry. I got in a terrible motorcycle accident and I've just now begun to relearn how to walk. But I'm so glad you followed up with me because I really need this. And they got on the phone, had a great conversation. She feels like he needed a friend at that moment. She got to be that person. And he ordered his Juice Plus. She started creating stories in her mind of why this man was ignoring her messages. You have no idea what's going on in their life. When somebody says, I'm interested, your job is to follow through on your commitment to care for them through the process. Does this make sense? And with Teamzy, it's literally like 2 seconds every 3 months. It's not like you're spending time thinking about this person when you're going to bed. Keep them on your follow-ups list. Each day you go down your follow-ups list. Everybody that turns red is due today. Send them a follow-up message. You're done. Tools down, done for the day. Make sense? Okay. I've been talking a long time. If you guys have questions, this is your chance to go ahead and unmute and ask me some questions live. I'm happy to take any questions or go anywhere you want with it. Oh, wait. Before you do that, one more thing. Got to give you your action steps really quick. Got to have some action steps. It'll only take me a second. Okay. First action step, go to teamzy.com. Actually, /JP is the Juice Plus landing page. Teamzy.com/JP. Get your 30-day free trial started. Okay. It's free for 30 days. Again, for those of you who weren't here in the very beginning, you don't have to give us a credit card or anything. Just get started on your free trial. Okay. After the 30 days, the ongoing subscription is $19.95 US. So you'll have to translate that to whatever your currency is. But again, it's a third off what other people pay because Juice Plus has subsidized that membership for you. Okay. Now the second action step is I want you to get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. Just say, hey, let's do this together. Hold each other accountable. So you'll get so much more out of it if you have somebody. You might even get 2 success partners. Actually, groups of 3 works great too. And what I want you to do is share your daily goals with each other. Here's my goal, is to connect with this many people. And then send a screenshot when you've completed it for the day. Hold each other accountable to that, and you'll get so much more out of the 30-day trial. Now, I'm going to give you one more action step, which is my 5-day challenge. I challenge you to use Teamzy 5 days in a row. Okay. And in those 5 days, I want you to connect with 20 people a day, 100 people total in 5 days. Why do I want you to do this? Because it's going to blow your mind. You will have so many conversations started in 5 days, you won't even be able to believe it. I want you to think differently about your business. So many of us sit around and think, oh my gosh, my business is flat. I'm at a plateau. Nothing's happening in my business. I want you to see how much momentum you can create just by reaching out and making people stay for 5 days in a row. Okay, so you guys got those action steps? You got those written down? Okay, great. There's one more thing that I want to mention just because it happens to be this week is if anybody's interested in really diving into Teamzy full bore, getting additional training for myself and my partner, Mike Lopez, over the next 3 months, getting into a special group where we're going to pour a lot of attention into you. We do this thing once a quarter. It's the Teamzy Business Bootcamp. Okay, and it happens to be open for registration right now this week. And that's, maybe I'll let Anne-Margaret speak to it because she's in my current bootcamp. She's 11 weeks into this training with us. She can maybe tell you a little bit about her experience. I'm assuming it's been good, right, Anne-Margaret? Okay, so I haven't set her up for this. She's not getting paid or anything, but I will always just tap anybody who's in the training because I know what we put into it. So if anybody's interested in that, I only throw it up not because I want to sell you into that, but I know some of you will really benefit from it. And the registration closes on the coming Monday, the 15th. So it's kind of a short window to get into that for the next 3 months. So, and I'm going to give you the floor first, and then we'll take some questions. If you want to just say a couple of words about your bootcamp experience so far to anyone who might be thinking about that.
Yeah, I'd love to do that, Eric. Just before I do that, you said the price in dollars. I've worked it out in our currency. For the UK, it's £16 a month, which is like 53p a day. In euros, it's 17.75 a month, which is like 53 cents a day. And in kroners, Danish kroners for the Danes or Scandinavians on the call, it's been similar in Sweden, it's 133 kroners a month, and which is about 450 kroners a day. So it's really cheap. I just thought, because we don't, I thought I've already worked it out, might as well help people.
Thank you. That's great.
But the boot camp, I have been loving the boot camp. At the beginning, I thought, well, what's going to be different? I'm just going to be doing my power hour like I do every day anyway. But there is a huge difference. I've got a success partner, which is that's a great thing. You're constantly accountable to somebody else. And I can see, Teamzy allows you to see what your accountability partner is doing, whether she's on track or she can see whether I'm on track, which is very good. But we get, every week we get a little training video, and it builds up throughout the 12 weeks. So it gets, more we have to do and more learning more about, I think, what it becomes not more complicated, but more sophisticated, I think is the word I'm looking for. So you're really building on what's working. Things something like this week, you told us maybe things that are not working is because actually we're being too passive. You said this week that we weren't being bold enough in our conversations to actually get out and ask more questions, get more invites, which I thought was true, because sometimes you're not getting the result you're thinking. It's actually because you have to be bolder. And then there's these 3 Zoom calls with you and your partner, Mike, one a month, which is fantastic, apart from the fact that it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but I got over that. But it is recorded, I think. But I find it, I'm learning a lot, and I'm getting more into a routine. I think that's what I would say. Getting into a better routine and seeing the effect of being consistent.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to put this link up here for you guys who want to learn more about bootcamp. You can just click on that link in the chat, and you can go straight to the page and learn more about that program. But bottom line is, what we want for you is to be able to systemize your care so that you have a way to stay in touch with people, stay organized, and a way to really generate a lot of good advocates for your business, if that makes sense. Does anyone else have any other questions you want to ask? Feel free, again, open Q&A on any topic. Just unmute and go for it.
I'd like to ask, I put it onto the chat, but I'd like to ask you directly, first of all, to say thank you very much for this. It's really, you've explained it all very clearly, and I've really enjoyed my trial so far. I've been doing it for about 3 weeks, and until family stuff hit like an avalanche. I've been doing it fairly consistently and I was really surprised by how positive the responses were. I really was shocked and thinking I could have been doing this for so many years. And, you know, I really thank you for that, because it is really genuinely inspiring. I only have one slight quibble, which is that some of your scripts are to me, sound very American, and they just wouldn't kind of sound right in English. But there's the word awesome, which is a very American word, and in English we just don't say it.
Yeah.
And I just wondered whether I'm not quite sure what to do about it, because I get the message, I get the meaning, but I haven't yet come up with a way of saying it that sounds normal in English without being too salesy. Awesome to me just sounds too advertising, you know.
Well, just change that word to, you know, hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a wonderful day.
Okay. All right.
You know, it use the word that, you know, that doesn't change the sentiment of the.
No.
I like over the top words because that's my personality.
Yeah.
I say things, I make up words. I make up words like, I use a word that's not a real word, like fantabulous. I hope you have a fantabulous day. I've said that to people with an emoticon with the little tongue wagging out, you know, like, you know, I just want people to giggle a little when they get my message. So for me, I'm not afraid to do that, you know, going back to what Anne-Margaret said about being bold. But you can change those scripts a little bit. Here's what I want you guys to understand too is you can create your own scripts and put them in Teamzy so that they're at your fingertips. What I would do is just copy those Connect scripts. There's 3 in there that are basic Connect scripts. I would copy those, edit them a touch the way you want, and resave them as your own in Teamzy so that you can just grab your own as you go. But what I do caution you all against is spending a lot of time rethinking the scripts every time you go to send them. What's going to make you successful is getting this done. Getting back to your life. And then, you know, so if you want to customize scripts, you don't like the word awesome, it's okay. I've gotten that feedback before in the UK. That's fine. Rewrite that word, put in wonderful, put in great, put in happy, whatever word works for you. Save the script and have it there for yourself to use quickly. Does that make sense? I had something else that I just lost. It was on the tip of my mind. It's okay. It'll come to me.
That's really helpful. Thank you very much.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And I would like to say as well, we've also, because we're working in Denmark, sometimes I write in English, sometimes I have to write in Danish. So we've copied the script and written it into Danish. And there'll be people on this call who will want it in other local languages. You can just do that.
You can rewrite them. You know, we have Juice Plus has a huge community in Puerto Rico, and they've asked, you know, they ask, can you translate the scripts? I said, you know, the problem is when I translate a conversational script, there's lots of dialects, right? Even, you know, even on this call, even in the UK, there's dialects. So that script would have to be rewritten 5 times just for the UK. So the thing is, customize them to you. And so what I told them was, you know, here's the scripts in English, have somebody on your team translate them to Spanish for the team and share them about, so that because they're Puerto Rican Spanish. It's not going to work in Spain, for example. So, you know, they just need to be natural and conversational. That's all. You don't have to overthink them. This isn't one of those sales scripts that is like where you're trying to steer somebody into a decision they don't want to make. This is just a hello, so we can connect as human beings. See, what I believe, and my partner Mike is a huge teacher of this, sales is just uncovering a need somebody has and solving that problem for them. It's not creating a problem for them that they can pay you to solve. It's finding what is the genuine problem they have, helping them uncover that, and then solving it for them. Juice Plus is an amazing product because it's a problem actually all of us share, but people may not know they have it. So you got to have that conversation first and educate them and get to know them and find out what their needs are so that you can prescribe the solution to them, if that makes sense. So any other questions? I saw a couple of you itching to ask one. I saw them going.
I get to ask another question, which is that I've maybe been rushing things too much. I really was genuinely really excited when I started doing this. It was quite a shock to me because I'm a real people person. I've got hundreds, if not thousands of contacts. I mean, you know, I'm out in people's soup every day.
Uh-huh.
I still feel an anxiety in myself and a nervousness about moving from a kind of hello, how are you kind of message to a would you like to come to a meet, that
Yeah.
jumping over into something a bit more salesy. And I do feel awkward about it. I do. And I know it's my problem, but I watch other people doing it with ease, and I think, what am I doing wrong? I don't know. There's some gap there. I'm not sure what it is.
It's very common, and it's a skill. It's like a muscle you have to build. Now,
Okay.
this is why I do my boot camp too. This is one of the main things people want to learn in the boot camp. I also have another course in Teamzy that you can buy separately, just on how to have the conversation. But what I want you to take away from this call is to talk about my business. It's not about how I need you to purchase something from my business. I'm going to tell you what my business is because it's something I'm passionate about. I'm just sharing something I'm excited and passionate about. Okay? So some people are passionate about sports, and they like to talk about sports because they're passionate. But you just need to figure out what it is about you, and explain it. Look, I'll just give you a story. I'm just going to tell you guys a story. I take Juice Plus, and my Juice Plus distributor, his name is Ron. He was in 2 of my boot camps in a row. We became friends. Very inspiring guy. He was in my first boot camp, and he was doing all the numbers, connecting with people, having great conversations. And he messaged me and he said, Eric, I'm having great conversations, but I'm getting no sales. I'm not getting anyone to join my team. What am I doing wrong? He and I jumped on a Zoom and we talked a little bit. And I said, well, why do you do Juice Plus? Like, tell me the story. And he told me that he had been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And they put him in palliative care. They basically told him, medical science really can't do anything for you. We're just going to help you be as comfortable as you can for as long as we can. He found Juice Plus and started taking it. Along with Juice Plus, changed his lifestyle to a more healthier lifestyle, plant-based diet type thing. Guess what happened? Cancer went into remission. How many of you know a story like that already? Amazing, isn't it? I said to him, why aren't you telling this story? He goes, and I became a rep because I was so happy. I figured I wanted to share it with other people. I said, why aren't you telling this story, Ron? He goes, I don't want to put my business on other people. They don't need to know about what I've gone through. I said, are you insane? This is why you're passionate about Juice Plus. It saved your life. And I go, well, what do you hope to do with Juice Plus? He goes, I want to help other people who are sick, who have no hope, to know that there might be a way for them to get healthy again. I said, that's the story you need to tell. And so he started telling the story. My name's Ron. Here's what I've been through. They basically gave up on me. I was able to go into remission and have a new lease on life. I want you guys to know, if you know anybody who's sick or who needs help, that you should connect them with me. I might be able to help them. And I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can. He did a little video right after our conversation. And he had like 700 comments on that video. He needed to share what he was doing and why he was passionate about it. Not that I do Juice Plus, not that these capsules are great, that they'll bridge the gap, and all the stuff that the company puts out, which is great, supportive information. But why are you passionate about what you're doing? What has it done for you? What has it done for your family? We were at the same story replayed itself. I went to the Juice Plus conference in Sacramento. Was anyone there at that conference? Mike and I on a lark, we live in California anyways. We flew up there and went to that conference. And everybody was like, oh, you're the Teamzy guys, And so we had this we felt like we were celebrities. It was kind of embarrassing. But we're in the airport waiting for our flight, having a beer at the airport bar. You know how fancy those places are. And there's a young lady sitting next to us, having a drink, just quietly minding her own business, but she had all her Juice Plus stuff around. And so we said, we struck up a conversation. You do Juice Plus, blah, blah, blah. She says, yeah. She's like, oh, I know you guys. You guys are the Teamzy guys. Yeah. So we started talking to her. And I said, so why do you do Juice Plus? And again, guys, another amazing story. She had a child with severe allergies, like the kind of allergies that will kill your child if they get the wrong foods and stuff. And her son had been hospitalized 3 times a year, every year of his life for something. And 2 years on Juice Plus, he has not been hospitalized once. Like, it's a totally different story. But Why do you think this mom is so passionate about Juice Plus? Because it helped the most important thing. Guys, I'm just telling you these stories because this is, Griselda, this is how you talk about your business. It's not about, how, you know, oh, by the way, I do Juice Plus. Would you like information? It's, well, so what have you been up to, Griselda? Well, let me tell you what I've been doing and why I'm so passionate about it. Make sense? And that's your thing. Like for me, my personal story is that I lost 62 pounds. Losing that weight changed my life. I had energy, I had vitality, I felt good about myself. My knees or my back didn't hurt like they used to. It was like a new life. And I couldn't believe what a difference it made. I wanted to help other people do the same thing. I told people that, hey, I lost 62 pounds. Now I help other people lose weight. It's the most rewarding thing I ever did. People are like, wow, that's great.
So it's okay to jump to the passion, to just go straight to it. In other words, that I could imagine doing that, jumping straight to the passion.
Yeah. I mean, it's just part of a natural conversation.
Yeah.
So one example that I gave another time on another training, as I said, you know, let's say I haven't talked to you in 10 years and we're catching up. What have you been up to, Eric? And instead of Juice Plus, I became a veterinarian. So what have you been up to, Eric? Oh, well, I don't know if you know about this about me, but I've always been passionate about helping animals. And so I went back to school recently and became a veterinarian. And I've opened a small clinic, and now I get to do what I've always wanted to do, which is help animals. And it's been the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. What would you say? Wow, that's great, right? And I would say, do you have pets? You'd say, well, yeah. Do you have pets? Great. Well, you know, the clinic is over here on Main Street. If you ever, if anything ever comes up, or if you want me to check them out, bring them by. I'd be happy to take a look at your animals for you and recommend a regimen for them to keep them healthy and strong. Would that be offensive in any way? No. So you got to think about what you do like that. I'm just sharing something that I've become interested and passionate about. It's natural to do. And people, when you do it that way, people respond well. Does that make sense? And then you can just ask them, you know, let me know. Now, for those people that are kind of a wimp, I think wimp is another big American word, isn't it? Like me, kind of afraid to do that. So what I would do, sometimes I would be afraid to go, are you interested? I would get stuck. I'm just being honest with you. So what I would do is I would push it off like this. It was great talking to you, Griselda. Hey, could you do me a favor? If you do come across anybody who would like to learn more about what I'm doing, could you connect us? And sometimes they would go, what about me? I'm interested in learning more. And I go, oh, of course, I'd love to help you. So sometimes I was afraid to ask them. So I would ask them about their friends. And that was kind of like the sideways way to do it. If you know anybody who would like more information, what about me? I'd like more information. Sometimes people would put their hand up like, you forgot to ask me. All right, I'm going to tell you one more story to kill this point. Really good. So Suzanne, who's a leader in another network who was in my boot camp, she was already a leader, 6-figure earner already in her business. She loved connecting with people in Teamzy, and she wasn't mentioning the business. She went through a whole boot camp. She didn't mention the business. She was just having great conversations. And then same thing. She was like, somewhere I missed it. I said, yeah, you got to mention your business. That's the whole point. You got to at least plant the seeds. So what she did was she went back. Okay, check this story out. She went back to all the people she had great conversations with. And she said, it just occurred to me that you and I had this great conversation, and I never even asked you if you wanted a sample of my product. She says, I feel silly because like you might have wanted that and I didn't even offer it. So I just wanted to let you know, if you're interested in trying it, just let me know. And she got like 100 people that said, yes, I want to try your product. And then she said to me, I'm hitting pay dirt now. And I go, well, the way you did it was kind of longer, but she had great conversations. Some people are wondering why you haven't mentioned it yet. Does that make sense? I wonder why she hasn't mentioned it yet. Either she doesn't like the product or she doesn't think I'm good enough for it. You know what I mean? So don't hide it from people, if that makes sense. All right. I think I answered that question like 6 ways to Sunday. Anyone else have let's take one more. If you have one more, otherwise I'll bless you and send you on your way.
Eric, thank you very much indeed. There are a couple of questions which are quite pressing. Debbie Best has asked, is there a charge for boot camp?
Yes, there is. And if you go to that that link that I put on there, click it, you can get all the information. There is tuition for boot camp. It's $297 US for the 12-week program. Okay. And that is in addition to your Teamzy subscription. So you need to be a Teamzy subscriber in order to get into the boot camp.
Okay, thank you. And another question here is from my own PA, can you customize part of the system or ignore some aspects that don't apply? She's actually a PA wellness coordinator. I think you have wellness coordinators in the States.
Yeah.
It can be customized?
I mean, it's a very non-specific question. So it depends on what she wants to customize, but there are quite a few settings that you can customize in Teamzy. If that makes sense. Okay.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I think that's been absolutely super. Okay, Hannah, go ahead.
Question, because people were talking about prices and per month and boot camp and stuff. Once we're in it, can we stop at any time, or is it one year at a time or something like that? How does that work?
Well, if you opt for a monthly subscription, it's month to month. So
Okay.
it's like, you know, you pay for this month, and if you cancel at the end of this month, you lose access and it's done. So
Okay, thank you.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We don't hold you to it. We want you to love it. We want you there because you love it. Does that make
Great.
sense?
And we like freedom. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, of course, if you fall in love and you really like it and you want to subscribe for a year in advance, you can get a bit of a discount that way. It saves about 2 months of the membership fee that way. So
yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to do that. Definitely.
That's what you're doing. And again, keep in mind the Juice Plus prices are significantly less, so it comes out really inexpensively to do it. It's like, I mean, I don't even know. She put it all up there, what it costs per day. I know in US dollars, it's like 62 cents a day to have Teamzy monthly with Juice Plus. So, I mean, think about it. Some of you have, somebody said they had a PA, you know, this is like a PA for 60 cents a day or less, right? To manage your business for you. If Teamzy can help you get one customer each month, it's paid for itself. And that's actually why we priced it where we priced it. Cause it was kind of like, what would you make if you got a new customer that month? That's where we priced it, if that makes sense. So hopefully this was really
good value, very good value for money. Eric, I'm very aware that across Europe, we've got a lot of different time zones here. And some of my team have been really diligent in being there. Well done in Romania there, Peter Gray. I'm really proud of you for hanging in there. And Hannah in Switzerland. It's been absolutely awesome to have this because we have been talking about this system a lot. And it's really been a game changer for a lot of people here in the UK, I know. A lot of people on the call have been in the business for well over 20 years, like myself, 26 years. And I just have to say for the people who are newer, in Europe, we do not make health claims. So please be very mindful of what you actually say to people. Because we have got some very strict rules in this part of the world. And Margaret, I think you had something you were going to put in there.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, Eric, I see that you've recorded this. Will we be able to get access to the recording to share with people who couldn't make it?
Absolutely. I will send you the link, Anne-Margaret, in a little bit once I have it.
Thank you very much. We can share it with people who, because I have a couple of people that wanted to join and just couldn't, it just didn't suit them tonight.
Yeah, I'll send it to you and you can share it out.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, I second what Nikki said. This has been a fabulous call. Really, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to be here with you tonight. God bless you all. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.